this means so much. This actually happened from a very small idea of walking to the movie theater. I live across the street in Tallgrass, and I hated seeing the windows with for lease sign, and I said there should be a French restaurant right there. So honestly, all we have here is it's a little idea that became a dream, became a reality, and this will not be here without the help of this amazing team behind me. So thank you all for coming. I'm so grateful to be here, and Mayor, thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. Woo!
Welcome back to Business Connection. You just saw some great ribbon cutting action at the Paris Bistro. You guys opened it just recently and we were out to cover it and we were just having a wonderful time. Joining me now to talk more about it is Irina Hayden. You're the owner. We're going to come right back to you. It's your baby. And Marcella Ivan, and you're the executive chef. Thanks for taking time out of the kitchen. Wow, how exciting to bring a French restaurant here to Naperville. How'd this all come about?
Good question. I live across the street from this little corner cafe.
And that's awesome.
And I love French food.
And so I think that Naperville is just so ready for French food, yet when you did this, you just did it because you loved it, not necessarily market research.
No, it actually wasn't. I was taking my kids to the movies on a regular basis, and this place was available. And it used to be kind of a thing I would always say, somebody needs to open up a French cafe in that corner. So the location itself sort of spoke that that's what it was meant to be, and it just reminded me in childhood of going to Paris and seeing these little corner cafes. So.
Right, and you've got a big restaurant background.
I do. I've owned restaurants before. In the last 14 years, I've been in corporate world, but dealing with restaurants every day. So been from the aspect of financials to also owning them in the past. I've been involved with the restaurant business for a solid 15 years right now. So.
Right, so you're off on your own adventure here with this Paris Bistro. How did you meet Marcel, and how did you get connected with it?
We actually were looking for a chef, and we heard about there's not very many chefs that are trained in French food.
Right.
So he walked in, and as a matter of fact, my oldest son was at the counter when he was crossing the street, and we were waiting on him to talk to him. And my son, literally, I think within a minute, said, "You're hired."
Yeah,
you know, he just had that instinct, and we both actually were looking at him saying, what was that about, you know? But it was the way he walked and approached, and what happened when he looked at our business, and then we sat down and we sort of fell in love. We fell in love with Marcel, and shortly after that, he said this is a good fit, even that he had a tremendous amount of offers, from what I remember.
Correct, yeah.
And
it was a fit. It was a perfect fit. I liked the menu. I liked the idea, which way the restaurant going. We're trying to probably provide this little taste of France in Naperville. We try to bring the community inside of Naperville to see and try our beautiful gluten-free crepes and duck convene, which are very traditional dishes. So when I saw the menu and I met everybody, it was kind of, love on the first sight, and everything went perfect from then. We changed the menu from the previous chef. We tweak out the certain dishes, and we are where we are right now.
So we expect French food to be maybe a little heavier, but you've got a little twist going.
Correct. What we're trying to do is our big hit being gluten-free crepes. That's we're trying to cut down on the heavy creams and cut down on the heavy reductions, what the Escoffier cuisine is usually known for. There are dishes which are traditional, like for instance our duck. It is prepared the traditional way and in a slow cooking to get to the perfection where we need. But there are definitely lighter dishes and lighter sandwiches which we are providing for the healthy conscious community of Naperville, pretty much.
Right, and you've got the duck here, which you
That is correct.
Tell me about the other two
we have a farmstead crepe, which is fresh vegetables, which is roasted on daily basted, and then it's sautéed with wine, spices from French of Provence, and a touch of cream. It's served on a gluten-free and goat cheese, and served on a gluten-free crepe. The one on top is our #1 seller. It's a rotisserie chicken. As we know, we are a rotisserie and creperie. We do our rotisserie chickens on a daily basis, and the meat is pulled and then sautéed with a combination of fresh vegetables, which is artichokes, tomatoes, spinach. and then serve on top of the crepe as well. So those are the #1 sellers. Those are very delicious dishes, which we are.
Sounds terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking off camera, and you mentioned that you're bringing a little bit of the French from New Orleans too.
Yes, we do have one dish which Irina and I actually work on, and I think it's kind of amazing. It's a trio of large shrimps, which is sautéed with New Orleans spices. It has a kick to it, and it's served on a French baguette. It's an open sandwich with a touch of charcuterie, bacon, and sun-dried tomatoes. It's a new thing. It's kind of new because a lot of people don't like the open sandwiches, but I think it's something which people will enjoy really tremendously. So it's very nice.
That's awesome. And you're both a rotisserie and a creperie, so you want to kind of pull everybody in.
Yeah.
So I can come from breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Correct.
dessert.
Correct.
Yes,
Of course.
absolutely. A little cafe in the front with a gelato. Desserts, we make all of our desserts from scratch. We have 2 pastry chefs in the kitchen in addition to our executive chef and a sous chef.
Wow.
So, yep, and they all been trained and they love doing what they're doing with our menu items, and creme brulee to cupcakes to brandy, bread pudding to you name it, all kinds of chocolate and different desserts as well. You know, the portions are not small. You really are going to get a great meal when you come into our restaurant. And honestly, our customers kind of dictate what they want, and that's one of the reasons that Marcel changed the menu a little bit, because they immediately got favorites. You know, he brought a couple dishes. We weren't even sure that we're going to bring food, but we said, if you bring in something, bring what sells the most. You know what we're all about, and the dishes you talked about are really our #1 seller. So people come back even sometimes in the same week. You know, that's a major compliment to us when we see the same faces, and people. I don't know about you, but I can't eat at the same restaurant 3 times a week. But for some reason, we have customers that's made their way around. They tour themselves around the menu. He actually comes out of the kitchen. It amazes me that between even a packed night and with all the customers, he makes the time to step in and in front of the house and say hello to the customers, and they love it. They love that they got to know him. They call him by name, and
exactly. It's quite important to build a relationship with the customer, have his opinion on the food that we cook, and there is a lot of people, like Irina was mentioning, they're well traveled, and they've been eating in the best restaurants around the world. So it's a clientele which you get their knowledge about the food, and sometimes it's good to hear their opinion, what they want us to go, and it feels good that they tell us, oh, you know what, if you do this or that, we might actually come here again and twice or 3 times a week, and it's and even if it's good or it's bad, but so far we only had a good, very, very positive answers to all our dishes. So
I think I agree that it's just nice to meet the chef. We're all curious about who's
cooking. Exactly.
Yeah, who's cooking? Who's the man behind this lovely dish? And I think the wait staff too, being able, especially with a newer cuisine to this area, to be able to guide the customer a little bit to say, what are you looking for? What do you have a taste for? This is a house favorite. So I think that's really nice.
Absolutely.
And I think the other key to your success is the desserts, because we all like to, whether you're coming in after, because you're nicely located by Showplace. Yeah, so I could easily go see a movie and then pop on over and have some dessert with you guys.
We have become a destination for memories. We've noticed that on a daily basis we have a birthday, there's an anniversary, there's engagements, there's I actually had to tell the sous chef to order candles because we went through a box of candles in 2 months being opened. So it's amazing how the place is sort of becoming that sentimental, memory-creating place for the community. And I think my biggest pride has been so far of seeing the staff together. We had, because of you guys doing the ribbon cutting, we had the opportunity to get everybody in the same day there, because I didn't even know we had almost 20 employees. I mean, this is honestly the truth. So seeing everybody, how they work together as a team, how well they get along, and they want to make this place successful, and it just melts my heart. Not only that we've been able to provide jobs in the community, but to see this group of people just falling in love with the idea that we are going to be that place, right there in a show place where people come in to enjoy an afternoon and having a movie, and like you said, having the crepe or coming back for a glass of wine. It's been phenomenal to watch.
I think that you've got your finger on the pulse. You've got the right cuisine, you've got the right location, and you certainly have a lot of heart. So thanks for stopping by and chatting with us a little bit and bringing some lovely dishes for us to take a look. We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.